cannot be said that conductor Igor Berendeyev shrinks from a challenge, as he proves this Sunday, February 23rd, conducting two very sad pieces, Georgian composer Giya Kancheli's Styx and Tchaikovsky's Last and Sixth Symphony. That will be at 6 o'clock in the evening, Krat time, K-R-A-T. That means Siberia. Noon in Europe, 6 in the morning on the East Coast, late night, Saturday night, 3 a.m., over Saturday over to Sunday on the West Coast if you're up late, and 10 o'clock in the evening, Australian Eastern Daylight Time, down under in Australia, if anybody from Australia is following just now. Igor Berendeyev, he's from Moscow, but he does a lot of conducting out in Siberia with the Tomsk Phil. They describe both of these pieces as requiems, but neither of them is really a requiem. Did I get the pictures up for you? Yeah. There's Igor looking very serious. In most of his pictures, he doesn't look that serious. Anyway, that's the two of them. Now, the first piece they're doing is Giya Kancheli's Styx, which is a concerto for viola, choir, and orchestra. But it's in the form of a requiem, which Giya Kancheli wrote in memory of a couple composer friends, Avet Tertarian and Alfred Schnittke. I mention them not because you would know them, but in honor of them, because that's what he composed the piece for. So it should be mentioned. And their names are sung by the chorus during the piece. But he didn't use a Latin text for this. He used Georgian songs and Orthodox prayers and words like mother, father, child, grandmother, wife come out in the course of it as well. So this is really kind of unique composition. I don't know of another piece for viola, choir, and orchestra. This is one. He dedicated Styx, Kancheli did, to the man he considered the best violist of his time, Yuri Bashmet. And the soloist who's going to play in this concert is Andrei Usov, a graduate of the Moscow Conservatory viola class. He's won several prizes and competitions as a youth, and he's been a member of the Moscow Soloist Chamber Orchestra since 2007, so he's kind of grown up now. But anyway, he was a student of Yuri Bashmet, for whom this piece was created in honor of him. Kancheli was a Georgian composer, born in 1935, died a few years ago in 2019, born and died in Tbilisi. But after Glasnost came out in the 1980s under Gorbachev, he moved to, first he moved to Berlin and then to Antwerp, and lived in Belgium most of the rest of his life as composer in residence for the Royal Flemish Philharmonic. He wrote 7 symphonies. The Philadelphia Orchestra premiered one of them, his 4th symphony, way back in 1978. There are recordings of his works available on the ECM label, etc. He also wrote an opera, music for the living, wrote for music for several films, all kinds of chamber music, etc. So, and that is that's a picture of him beside Berendeyev. That's Giya Kancheli, who I never heard of him, and I'd be surprised if you've heard of him. Anyway, that's what we have for you this week.